Aloha, I'm Senator Maile Shimabukuro representing the Waianae Coast, Ko'olina, Honokai Hale, and Kalailoa. And I wanted to talk today about some of the bills that have made it through crossover, meaning they made it through the Senate and have now gone to the House for consideration. Some of the bills I've introduced. The first is a bill about taro lands, and I'm very excited about this bill. And it says that any state taro lo'i have to be protected from development. And it just was heard yesterday, a lot of supporting testimony, and it's really important. It came out of the Taro Purity and Security Task Force. The next two bills I want to talk about child sex abuse. And as you may know, I got a bill passed a couple years ago that extends the window for victims of child sex abuse to file claims, civil claims. And that window expires next month in April. And so this session I have a bill to further extend that to any victims who are of age 55 or younger. That bill is being heard on Thursday at 11:30 in room 329 by the Human Services Committee on the House side. And so really hope we can get support. You know, the window only allowed for about 10 cases to be brought. And we really know that there's more victims out there that need more time to bring their cases forward. The other bill dealing with sex abuse is with divorces. And here in Hawaii, in divorce cases, even in cases where there's been confirmed sex abuse and other extreme cases of child abuse, claimants cannot get their child's name changed. And so this bill would allow for that to happen when the court finds it's in the best interest of the child. I also have a bill about the Public Utilities Commission and saying that members of the PUC, their financial disclosure statements could be made available to the public. And this is to ensure that there are not conflicts of interest and just to allow more transparency in the PUC process. Another bill deals with medical records, and this bill is for people applying for Social Security benefits, and it states that if you are requesting records in connection with such a claim, that there is a limit as to how much you can be charged for those records. We've had cases where people get charged hundreds of dollars for those records. And so the bill would limit the charge to about $15 or for free. And that is the limit that the federal government pays. So when Social Security pays for those records, it's that amount. And then the last bill I want to talk about, I'm very excited, came out of the Tire Task Force. And this is a bill for an appropriation to the Department of Health to deal with the problem of illegal tire dumping. And this is a problem that is, very prevalent on the Waianae Coast and in many other rural areas and places where you're far from the sight of passersby and the HPD. And we have found that there are huge tire piles. This bill grew out of a big cleanup that we did a couple years ago in Pa'akea Road in a valley in Waianae. And we did this cleanup to help with the flood problems. And unbeknownst to us, we came across a huge pile of tires. It was a pile that was close to 1,000 tires, big, huge, oversized tires. And it really took us by surprise, and it cost a lot to dispose of these tires. And so out of that, we decided that we needed to do something about it. So we formed a task force. And out of that task force, what the really big problem is there's not enough funds to enforce existing laws and to go after the wrongdoers. And so this bill will appropriate those necessary funds to DOH so that they can go after the people that dump tires and prevent the problem from happening. And so with that being said, I just am very appreciative of all of you who have contacted me with your concerns. I know that many of you on the Waianae Coast feel as if we are left out a lot of times, and the message that I always want to send to people on the Waianae Coast and actually the whole state is to vote. We have the lowest voter turnout in the nation, in our state. My area, unfortunately, has one of the lowest voter turnouts. And, it really does matter. When you have limited resources and a limited pot of money and many, many communities wanting support, guess where the money's going to go? It's going to go to those communities that vote. And so, if there's one thing that you can do to help your community, it's vote. I don't even care who you vote for, what party you vote for, just vote. It's easier than ever. There's a permanent absentee system, so you get your ballot in the mail. You don't even have to put a stamp on it. You never have to stand in line, and it's permanent. So once you register, you get that ballot every year. And so, get that registry. It's in the phone book. It's at the library. Register to vote, then register to do the permanent absentee, and you'll be set. And you'll be empowered, and you empower your community. So with that, contact me with any of your questions at 586-7793. 586-7793. Mahalo.